I found it so impressive that 90% of the time, the energy that I have inside of myself sometimes gets absorbed by external things, such as the place I'm in, the people that surround the place, situations that might happen, problems that I cannot solve right in the moment. And this happened a lot during this past week. Sometimes it's not about you, but it's the environment where you're in. I felt this thing heavily. The moment I switched environment, which for example is my home, because in my house, people, you see, they have a lot of negative energy. The moment I actually switched place from my house to a different one, that's when I felt the energy change. Like all of the negative energy that I had before transmuted into something else. And this also applied reversing everything. The moment I returned home, that's when I felt this heavy feeling again. That's when everything started to annoy me even more. And I could not bear people, I could not bear anything, not even myself sometimes in certain aspects. Literally, negative people drain a lot of your energy. You might not notice at first, but when you constantly reply to their negative things, when they constantly want reassurance, when they constantly, you see, blame you for something that they did because they don't hold accountability for their actions, that is when people are draining your energy. Or you see, just people who don't want to speak about positive scenarios, positive situations in their lives, and they just focus on the negative aspect of everything. This is when they're literally draining your energy, because subconsciously you are replying to negative feelings, and those negative feelings start to get to you even if you don't want. The brain doesn't care if the person is positive or negative. It cares about the daily interactions that you do on a daily basis. It cares about the way you react to things. It cares about the topics that people bring up and that you have to interact with. So please just detach from these negative people. It's not selfish, but they are such a bad tool for your mental health if you constantly surround yourself with those negative people. You raise the bar on how other people have to speak to you, on how other people perceive you. Is the moment that you find other people, you find better engagement, and you finally find people who are aligned with the positivity that you want to bring into yourself. Also, another thing that drains your energy is the way you react to things that happen to you. If I always have a negative attitude for every single problem that pops in my life, I'll then attract this negative feeling and this negative energy into myself. If I don't have positive energy, I'll make mistakes and I'll make the situation even bigger, and everything will explode. Your emotions will explode, your thoughts will start to get on a higher vibration of anxiety, fear, anger, and all of those limits, and you won't be understanding anything anymore. So how do we fix this? We fix this through emotional regulation. We start to addressing the emotion that we are feeling. We sense that in our body, we perceive this, we regulate, we perceive where in the body the emotion is located, and we just let it stay there. We take a deep breath, and then we face the problem that we have, and we can carry on even if the emotion is intense. What matters is that you give that emotion a space, and that you give that emotion a place where it can stay until it leaves. The less you actually start to react to negative things, the more you start to feel well-being, because you are teaching your body, you are teaching your brain to start to take a breath and to face things with a calmer state, rather than just throwing all of the uncertainty, all of the unknown, all of the negative emotions that you have onto you. Make peace with the fact that that person might have done you wrong in the past, but it's not something that is your responsibility to fix. It's something that the person itself should reflect on. It's not your responsibility to carry on with the person. It's not your responsibility to put up with that experience that you had. So stop holding on to that version of yourself. Stop holding on to that experience that you had. Stop making it such a big deal. It also drains your energy when you want to force a positive attitude out of yourself, even when you feel your worst. How can I be okay if I don't let the bad emotions actually come out of myself? You just feel the angriest ever. Just let your anger out. Obviously not on people or something else, but you can just write it down, or you can practice a sport where you can just release the tension, where you can release the anger. Just do something about that. Let it out. You don't grasp on the negativity of that, but you dig deeper and you find what the thing actually wanted to let you know, what it wanted to teach you. Another thing that drains your energy is when you are stagnant and you don't want to expand, you don't want to learn different things, you don't want to just visit different places, you don't want to put yourself out there because you're comfortable in your comfort zone. And this is when it drains your energy. If our brain doesn't grow, if it doesn't evolve, how are we supposed to feel good? It's simply regressing. You see, the brain is regressing because it's not living different experiences. It's not fulfilling itself with different things. And the dopaminergic system and all of those systems are actually down if there isn't a good experience, if there isn't something new, if there isn't new stimulus, then everything feels stagnant. Maybe plan a goal for yourself. I don't know, maybe every once in a while start to set new goals for yourself. Journal things out. Understand why you felt certain kind of things in order to improve yourself, improve how you react to things. Start to read more books to train your mind, maybe. Start to get in depth with your passions. Maybe, I don't know, going for a run, drawing, painting, writing, acting, whatever you want. Start to train your body so that you can move your energy and you can release all of the tension that's holding you down, and you can finally feel more sharp with your mind and more focused. The moment you start to recognize the signs that your body is giving, the moment you start to recognize when you're exposing yourself over your limits or when something is draining your energy, is the moment that you can finally regulate yourself and understand what you have to do in order to stop feeling this way. Trust me on this, it's not selfish to cut negative people out of your life, because if you want to reach a spot, a positive spot, a good spot for yourself, you should also take in mind that you, in your circle, there should only be positive people. You can't allow negative people to disrupt your energy, because in this way you're not fully recharged and you're not fully focused on what you want to achieve for yourself. So it is not selfish, and it's not any of your responsibility to put up with their insecurities or problems. Start to put in the work in order to get out from toxic situations and in order to find the real nature of yourself and to see yourself succeed, because you are the only one that can make yourself succeed. Stop looking for the solutions in other people and start to look at the solutions in you. I hope that I was useful. I use this video as a form of vent because, as I said before, it wasn't a nice week. It wasn't a fun week. It was a week of pain. It was a week of reflection. But I'm glad for this pain and I'm glad for this reflection, because I now know more how to handle different things and when things actually cross the line, when I should listen to my limits, when something is draining my energy, and more of that. So I invite you to do the same things too, have the potential in order to create a different version for yourself, a better version of yourself, and to solve any problem that gets thrown at you. Hope you like and subscribe, maybe comments, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye, guys.